Let's turn now to Skip Aylesworth for his take on all of this tech news. He's portfolio manager of the Hennessy Technology Fund. Skip, nice to have you with us because we have so much to talk to you about. And I'd like to start with that IBM and Apple deal. How much of a game changer is this? And I know you don't have Apple or IBM in your portfolio. Does this change your view on these two stocks?
Well, I think it's too early to know. I think it's good for both companies. I think certainly Apple is looking to sell more equipment, more handheld devices, more iMacs, more phones, whatever. And this gives IBM an ability to work on the software and what they do best. So down the road, this should be good for both. Now, whether it moves the needles enough to result in stock price changes long term, well, we need to hold off and wait a quarter or two and let's see what the results are.
As we pointed out earlier today, the early reaction in the market was positive on both of the stocks. I can well imagine that the folks up in Waterloo, Ontario at RIM are shaking a little bit this evening.
Well, I would think so. I think we've seen the stock price fall in aftermarket. Again, it's putting the Apple product right in direct competition with the RIM product in the enterprise marketplace, and I think it will do well for Apple.
Skip, I want to talk to you also about Yahoo. Not really great earnings report on a day that is the 2-year anniversary since Marissa Mayer took over as CEO. How's she doing? And it looks like this Alibaba deal later this summer is critical to Yahoo's success. Do you agree with that?
I would agree with your conclusion. I think she's doing fine. We're kind of in the middle innings of the ball game for her. She took over. She's kind of stabilized the ship. There were a lot of holes to plug, and she's done a pretty good job with all of that, with what she had to work with. The earnings are a little disappointing today, but as expected. It's really what happens next. She's going to get a big influx of cash from Alibaba, assuming that all happens as expected. And it's what she does with it to reinvigorate Yahoo and restart the growth cycle of Yahoo. So.
Let's get a quick reaction from you on Intel before we move on to some of the other companies that I know are in your sights down the road.
I like the Intel earnings. They were good. Intel is your classic turtle versus the hare. It just kind of plugs along. The problem with Intel is that it's a huge company, huge revenues, huge profits, and it takes a lot to move the needle to really ramp up the growth of the stock price. Today was a good day for Intel, I think.
All right, and next week we have a lot of big companies reporting, among them Amazon. You're a big fan of Amazon. Why is it, and
yes.
Is it worthwhile to put new money in it now?
Well, the rap against Amazon is it's expensive by various multiples. The good news is Amazon is kind of controls the space. It is the player in online purchasing, and it's had great growth in its net worth, and its revenues and its profits. And we would expect that to continue, particularly when you look at year over year. It's a seasonal type of revenue, so the look next week should be on a year over year basis, not a quarter to quarter basis.
All right, well, we'll see what happens next week when all these companies report. Thanks a lot, Skip. Skip Aylesworth of the Hennessy Technology Fund.